Hi, welcome back for the second episode of the new and improved 1080 Passport. I'm your host, Darrell Hodges, the owner of Foreign Exchange Blu-ray Imports. We got a really action-packed show for you this week, so it should be a lot of fun. First off, I just want to say thanks to everybody that watched the previous episode and told everyone out there, all your friends and fellow cinephiles about the show. Really appreciate it. And to the new folks checking it out, welcome aboard. Hope you like it. For our first segment this week, we're going to look at a couple of releases that are on the horizon. First up is a box set by the British Film Institute, BFI, of 4 films by Hirokazu Koreeda. The films included in this 4-movie set are Afterlife, Nobody Knows, Still Walking, and Maborosi. Now, it's kind of an interesting release because, of course, in the United States, Maborosi was released by Milestone, but there were a lot of folks that weren't happy with the fact that their release of Maborosi was 1080i. And then, of course, Still Walking got a release from the Criterion Collection a few years ago. So I think a lot of people will be very interested to see if these movies are going to possibly come with new extras that might sort of entice people to order the set, even if they've already got the Criterion Still Walking. But if not, there's a possibility that people will kind of sit it out and hope to see that the other 3 get standalone releases. I'm sure that there's a lot of people that already have the Criterion Still Walking who would really like to see standalone releases happen for the other 3, which is not totally unprecedented because you have to remember recently the BFI did their Woodfall box set, and a lot of the films in that set, I believe all of them actually, got standalone releases. So we'll just have to wait and see. For our next round of titles on the horizon, there's a couple of releases from StudioCanal coming out in Germany that should be very highly anticipated. One of them is Roman Polanski's Death in the Maiden, which I believe when I checked, this would be the first time that it's been out on Blu-ray. And the other release is Peter Greenaway's The Draftsman's Contract, which folks might remember hearing a lot about around the time when Yorgos Lanthimos' The Favorite came out. Lanthimos mentioned it as something that he had seen in the past and didn't so much come out and call it an inspiration, not that I recalled, but it was definitely something that he was cognizant of in making the movie. So these are both very exciting releases. The Draftsman's Contract had been released in Japan a couple of times. Last time I checked, it had been out of print for quite a while, so it's possible it might have come back, but I really doubt it. So if this German Blu-ray of The Draftsman's Contract is going to be English friendly, that should be really awesome because that would put it back in print, and presumably once it's been out for a little while, the price would settle into being something that should be considerably cheaper than what the Japanese release used to go for. So that's really exciting. For our last On the Horizon segment for this week, we're going to talk about a quartet of releases announced by 88 Films featuring the great martial artist Jackie Chan. Back when 88 announced that they were going to temporarily halt their Shaw Brothers films releases, some, including myself, might have thought that that could be the last that we see of martial arts films from this particular boutique label. But apparently the martial arts are still alive and kicking at 88 Films. They released a quartet of Jackie Chan films. They did a round a few months ago, including Dragon Fist and To Kill with Intrigue. And apparently those must have done well because they're back with 4 new titles, all of them from new restorations. It is Crime Story, Dragons Forever, Miracle, and The Protector. And so that is very exciting news if you're a fan of Jackie Chan. Actually, the last year or so has been a tremendous time for Jackie Chan fans. There's been a ton of releases and new restorations, plenty to be excited about there. So now there's even more to be excited about, so that's fantastic.